Hey Cameo, thanks for joining me, and so we can find out more about you and your OnDoc journey. How are you going today?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm really good. So tell us how long you've been with OnDoc and when you joined, and a little bit about that.
So I joined last May, so I'm coming up on my year anniversary, and so super excited about that. I joined because a group of friends at the time, Veronica Hall, Veronica Somerville, and Lou Good approached me and were like, "Hey, come over. We got to show you this. Here's a fantastic way for you to help other families. Get connected with a healthcare benefit." And once they showed it to me, I got the concept immediately. I was kind of searching for some other way to help families out, because as a hairstylist, that's just what I do. And so they were like, "Hey, why don't you look at this and maybe you can help some of your clients?" And I jumped on it immediately and was like, "This is it."
All right, and what was your reason for joining? Like, what are you wanting to achieve from being a part of OnDoc? Like, what's your life goal that OnDoc helps you fulfill on?
So originally, and I think our why always changes. Our why will change as we move and grow through life. And when I first joined, it was because I was coming from behind the chair and I wanted a new career move. I wanted something that would create residual income for my family. And once I started using the services, I started using almost immediately. Like, I think I called one time in May, and then in June, I decided to use the therapist and talk to them because I was going through a lot of transition, a career change, a relationship change. Like, there's a lot of things happening. And I started talking to the therapist and I realized the value that OnDoc was giving so many people if they just knew about it, because you didn't have to go to a office. You didn't have to worry about all these different co-pays and paying for 10 people in your household. One fee covered like 12 different doctors and they were able to help connect me. And so then my purpose, my why became to help other families, other women, other single moms, dads who struggle trying to provide for their family. It became a whole umbrella of people trying to help them get connected to this service so that they could be whole, not just physically, but mentally, and through their food and everything that they take, anything you can find on here. So
Yeah, that's amazing how your why evolved since being with the business, because you obviously like love the services and believe in them so much that it actually changed your reason for doing it. I think
yes.
that's incredible. Because when you do something you love, it's not work. It's just you would do it anyway. You would tell people anyway, right? That's how I feel about it too. So that's really cool. So based on that, how have you found, like, how has it gone for you? Like, where have you found success? I mean, you were talking about, I mean, how it's helped you as a mother and others with, families, how you can see it can be such a help to them. Has that been what you've found most success in, or would tell me like what you've been doing so far?
So I have such a network of people, whether they're single or married or looking to get married, that I can use it for I could let people know if they have a family already, right? And I use the example because as parents, we typically have the issue where our children are being sick at night, or I have a blended family, so I know people with blended families, and these services can also help during transitions. You could talk to the therapist, so you get that medical aspect, you get that mental health, and mental health is so important. It's just as important as my physical health. So I've always used the two together. Those that are preparing for a family, so single people, I'm like, hey, this should be already in place. You want your wife to come in and know that you're thinking of not just you but the whole family in the aspect. If you're a single female, you need to make sure that you're portraying yourself as a strong independent woman. Be prepared for these things. And so I've used different avenues, whether that's by telephone meetings or social media, um, avenues like the video chats or text messaging through social media to reach out to my families.
Mm.
And I'm not afraid. I usually talk to strangers. It's not like I know a whole lot of like people close to me, so I'm not
Yeah.
afraid to talk to strangers and let them know what the
Mm.
service is too.
Yeah. Do you find that having been a hairdresser makes you like really conversational? Like it's easy for you?
Oh yeah, yeah, because I'm used to people. I'm used to all walks of life sitting in my chair,
Mm.
young, old, male, female, different races, different backgrounds. You sit in my chair. We've become family. I now have to care for you like you were my own, and that's
Yeah.
how I look at OnDoc too. I'll care for you like you are my own. And nothing changed. It's just we're not sitting down. You're not sitting in front of me and I'm looking at your back. Now we're face to face.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. And so out of all the things you love about OnDoc and the business and the service, what is your single favorite part of OnDoc that you love the most?
That's a hard one. um, I love the most, I think, is that there is a high respect for the individual, whether that's the individual within the family aspect or an individual. So to be a part of a company that loves and puts family first would be one of the biggest reasons why I joined, on top of the benefit of helping others. But I had been searching for a network, a group of people who would respect one another, respect relationships, respect family, make me feel comfortable in my own skin as being a single mom at the time that I joined the company with my 2 kids, and not feel like, oh, a woman that's not married with 2 kids can't be a business owner, can't be in entrepreneurship. I've been told that by so many people. And so OnDoc welcomed me, my 2 kids, and the blended family aspects that come with it within this last year. And I've truly enjoyed that. And if I had to pick a favorite service, it would be that therapist service, the therapy service, because I was able to email multiple times a day if I needed to, or in a week. And I don't know who this guy is, but if I ever meet him, I want to shake his hand with great honor to him, because he bared with me and allowed me to grow. And that is probably one of my favorite services, because you can't get that. I've been to therapy before. I'm very transparent about my life. To be a mom of 16 is a hard journey. And so therapy is needed for some things. And I couldn't find anybody that could help me get through it. And this therapist was patient. I don't care how many times I emailed him. He was right on point every time and helped walk me through a lot of scenarios.
Yeah.
So,
was that via the doctor's online chat, choosing a therapist? Yeah.
Yeah. So I went to the doctor's online option. And I was using the service before they offered the video chat psychology service. But now we have that option, and I just haven't had to use that option. But before we added that option, I was just doing the doctors online and sending email back and forth.
I haven't used a therapist on Docs Online yet, but I've thought it would be good because I've always got questions that I go to Google with. What would be your advice to somebody who was new to the business or newly looking at joining the business?
My advice would be to stick with it and to be confident in what you signed up for. Whether you understand every in and out of the company or not, stand confident in what you joined and what you're going to do for your family. Success does not happen overnight, and it will take many nights of studying, many nights of trying to understand your pay rates and commissions and what all we offer. So I would say don't sign up thinking that you're going to get rich overnight, because it is a multitude of days and meetings and nights, and all of a sudden it's like the compound effect, and all that little bit of time that's going to come, it'll just hit one day and you'll be fine. So just like if you started a new job, you were getting paid hourly, you had to clock in with a boss, You have to do a certain checklist every day. Make yourself a checklist every day. How many families can I touch today? How many families can I talk to today? Set a goal for yourself. How many families will you call? What do you want your income to look like in a month? And if you don't hit your goal, start all over the next month and make sure you keep it going.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's not a get rich quick scheme.
Not at all.
It definitely has that ripple effect that builds up over time, and it can seem slowly in the beginning, but then you start to see those members and customers joining, and it's like, oh, I don't even know who brought them in. You just see the notification and like, it's working. So.
It's working. And stay connected. I would tell them to stay connected, to get to as many trainings as they can, as many events as they can. I used to be opposed to that when I heard people saying that about other companies. And with OnDoc, if it's the right fit, it's the right fit. And so it's worth going and meeting new people, meeting new team members, and helping one another out. Two is always better than one. So
yeah, totally agree. Cool. Well, thanks so much for your time and for like sharing more about you and how it's been in the business for you, and your tips and tricks. It's really great. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Talk to you again soon.